Money isn't destroying relationships loudly. It's doing it quietly. Not through dramatic fights, but through tension at the dinner table. Through silence after checking the bank app. Through that small purchase that somehow becomes a big argument. And here's what makes it dangerous. Most couples don't even realize it's happening. They think they're arguing about 300 pounds, about savings, about who pays for what. But underneath it, it's fear, control, security, identity. Welcome to the Purpose-Driven Podcast. I'm Simeon, and today we're breaking down something that affects couples in London, New York, China, Toronto, South Africa, Sydney, everywhere. Today, we will be considering an important topic titled Money and Relationships, the Ultimate Guide to Financial Harmony. This is not just about budgeting, it's about trust, alignment, identity, legacy. Because when love and money clash, resentment grows. But when love and money align, legacy begins. Stay with me until the end, because I'm going to give you a practical framework you can use this week to completely transform how you and your partner talk about money. And if you believe relationships should be built on clarity, not confusion, take a second to subscribe to this channel. We're building a global community of purpose-driven individuals who want their money to serve their mission, not sabotage their relationships. And if this conversation resonates at any point, like the video. It helps this message reach couples who silently need it. Now let's start where most financial problems actually begin. Not in your bank account, but in your childhood. What if I told you that money isn't the #1 reason relationships break down, but the silence around it is? Imagine this. You're sitting at the kitchen table in Manchester, London, Toronto, Sydney, it doesn't matter where. Bills on one side, dreams on the other hand. And between you and the person you love, a tension that has nothing to do with love and everything to do with money. Today, I'm going to show you how to turn money from a battlefield into a blueprint, from silent resentment into shared vision, from hidden fear into financial harmony. And if you stay until the end, I'll give you a simple framework you can use this week to completely transform how you and your partner talk about money. And if you believe relationships should be built on clarity, not confusion, take a second to subscribe to this channel. We're building a global community of purpose-driven individuals who want their money to serve their mission, not sabotage their relationships. And if this conversation resonates at any point, like the video. It helps this message reach couples who silently need it. Now let's start where most financial problems actually begin. Not in your bank account, but in your childhood. Here's a truth that might surprise you. Money arguments are rarely about pounds and pence. They're about power, security, control, identity. Take a moment to listen to the story of Emma and Daniel, who live in London. Emma grew up in Birmingham in a household where money was scarce. Her mum reused tea bags. Her dad worked double shifts at work. Save everything was the family motto. On the other hand, Daniel grew up in Surrey. He grew up in a comfortable home. Holidays in Spain. Money comes and goes was his mindset. Fast forward, they're married with a combined income of £85,000 per year. This couple have a decent life. However, every time Daniel books a spontaneous weekend in Paris, Emma feels panic. Every time Emma moves £500 into savings, Daniel feels restricted. The issue wasn't the £500. The issue was their money story. You don't argue about money. You argue from your childhood programming, and until you unpack your financial backstory, you'll repeat it unconsciously. Ask yourself, what did money mean in my home growing up? Was it for safety, scarcity, or status? Did I hear, "we can't afford it," often? Pause this video and reflect, and if something resonates, drop a comment below. I read them. Sometimes financial challenges between a couple could be traced to their rising income. It could quietly lower their intimacy. Here's something most couples never see coming. As income increases, expectations increase faster. You move from a £900 rental flat in Sheffield to an £1,800 mortgage. You move from traveling in economy class to business class. You progress from cooking at home to ordering food from restaurants 3 times a week. It feels like progress, but lifestyle habit is a silent agreement that says we must keep earning more to sustain this identity. Olivia and Mark, a couple in Bristol, fortunately for them, they doubled their income in 5 years, but they also doubled their stress. Their regular conversations shifted to rising cost of living. For instance, how much is the council tax going up? The issue wasn't income, it was an unconscious expansion of their lifestyle resulting from their increased earnings. Lifestyle should grow slower than earning propensity. Instead of upgrading everything, upgrade selectively. Ask, are we increasing joy or increasing pressure? If this hits home, like this video so that more couples can benefit from it. There is a modern shift between money and masculinity. What happens when a man is no longer the highest earner? In many cultures, including parts of the UK, identity has long been tied to provision. But today, women are increasingly high earners. The tension isn't financial, it's psychological. Old model, man earns more and this is equal to stability. Modern model, value is not defined by income but contribution. For instance, Sophia earns £75,000 as a London tech consultant. Her husband James earns £42,000 as a teacher. James struggles, not because he's insecure, but because society whispers outdated scripts. The new masculinity is emotional security, not financial dominance, and the new partnership is collaborative leadership. If you believe relationships evolve with culture, share this conversation. It matters globally. When it comes to money and issues in a family, cultural differences do play important factors. Love may be universal, but money culture is not. In some families, money is communal. In others, money is fiercely individual. In some parts of Africa and Asia, extended family support is expected as an integral part of family dynamics. In Western Europe, individual financial independence is prioritized. Conflict happens when these diverse worlds collide. The story of Raj and Emily will drive home the point better. Raj embraced sending money home to his extended family monthly, whereas Emily believed income should stay within the nuclear family. Neither was wrong. They just never defined expectations early. Therefore, it is imperative that before marriage, discuss family obligations, remittances, financial boundaries. Clarity prevents resentment. If you're in a multicultural relationship, comment where you're watching from. I love seeing this community grow worldwide. You may be amazed to discover there are 4 different personalities that everyone falls under when it comes to how we perceive money. Most couples aren't incompatible, they're just financially mismatched. You will usually fall into one of 4 archetypes. 1. The security seeker. He wants savings. He wants an emergency fund. He keeps his financial risks low. He feels calm with £20,000 tucked away for a rainy day. 2. The freedom spender. He values experiences over accumulation. He would rather travel and see the world than see his savings grow. 3. The status builder. He invests in image-fueling things like cars, watches, lifestyle. 4. The strategic investor. He thinks long-term. He saves. He invests in properties, stocks, and index funds. To be honest, none of them is wrong because their choices bring out their personalities. The only undeniable truth is that for every choice made, there is a commensurate consequences that follow. Sometimes these personalities may clash in a home. When it happens, there must be an urgent need to sit at the family table to discuss and iron out the difference. Otherwise, that could mark the beginning of an end of that marriage or relationship. If you've identified yours already, like this video so I know this framework helps. There is a very devastating damage to marriages and relationships where secret finances occur. What destroys trust faster than overspending? It is called financial secrecy. Financial infidelity is rising globally. Secret credit cards, hidden Klarna payments, quiet overdrafts. The story of Michael and Aisha is very instructive. Michael secretly accumulated £12,000 in debt. He didn't tell Aisha because he didn't want to worry her. But secrecy breeds isolation. When she found out, it wasn't the debt that hurt most, it was the betrayal. Money secrecy is like mold behind wallpaper. Invisible at first, then it spreads if uncontrolled. Transparency is oxygen in a relationship. If you agree that honesty beats comfort, share this video with someone who needs it. It is very important for couples to consider having regular wealth vision meetings. Most couples schedule date nights, but not wealth nights. Here's the very profound modern ritual I recommend to all couples: the monthly wealth vision meeting. Set 60 minutes, no distractions, tea or wine is optional. Agenda: celebrate your wins. Paid off £1,000? Increased income? Saved consistently? Celebrate each of such small achievements. Review your reality: income, expenses, debts, investments. Align your reality with your vision. Where do we want to be in 5 years? House deposit? Travel fund? Business? Adjust strategy where necessary. Money is not a crisis conversation, it's a strategy conversation. Imagine replacing anxiety with alignment and understanding your financial reality. If this framework feels powerful, subscribe, because this is just the beginning. As a couple, you have to consider what type of accounts are suitable for your reality. Whether a joint or separate account, there's no one-size-fits-all, but there is a smart approach. Let's debate it. Option 1. Fully joint account. Pros: it brings transparency in a relationship. It strengthens unity. It encourages shared responsibility. Cons: it comes with loss of autonomy. Option 2. Fully separate account. Pros: it gives independence. It comes with fewer micro-conflicts. Cons: it creates emotional distance. Option 3. Hybrid model account. Joint account for household, separate accounts for personal use and freedom. For example, both contribute proportionally, not equally. If one earns 60K and the other 30K, contributions reflect fairness, not symmetry. Financial harmony isn't 50-50, it's 100-100 commitment. Comment below which model works for you. Another important issue requiring discussion is retirement plan for couples. If you don't plan retirement together, you may not retire together. Shocking truth. Couples often discover different retirement visions at 55. One wants countryside peaceful retirement in Cornwall. The other wants global travel. Retirement planning is not about age, it's about alignment. Start early. Even small contributions matter. Future freedom is built by present discipline. If you are a couple and listening to this video, I will encourage you to participate in my 7-day reset challenge. This includes: Day 1, share your money story. Day 2, list all debts and assets. Day 3, create shared goals. Day 4, choose account structure. Day 5, set savings automation. Day 6, plan a purpose investment. Day 7, celebrate with a modest date under £30. Small actions cumulatively bring massive shifts. If you're taking this challenge, comment harmony. In closing, I declare that money is not the villain in your love story. Silence is. Ego is. Unexamined fear is. When handled wisely, money becomes a shield, a bridge, a launchpad, a tool in the hands of couples to enhance their well-deserved harmonious relationships. The couples who win financially are not the ones who earn the most. They're the ones who communicate the best. They are those who master them. And if today sparked something in you, don't let it end here. Subscribe for more purpose-driven financial wisdom. Like this video so it reaches couples who need it. Share it with someone building a future with you. And comment your biggest takeaway. I genuinely want to hear your story. When love and money align, you don't just build wealth, you build a legacy. Money in relationships is not a math equation, it's a mirror. It reflects your fears, your values, your vision, your maturity. I'm Simeon, and remember, financial harmony isn't found, it's built intentionally. See you in the next one.